Here's an article at thevintagenews.com by Madeline Hiltz, entitled, "The Most Recent Mandela Effect is the Bucket List, and We're Losing Our Minds." The most recent viral Mandela Effect has us seriously losing our minds. This week, people took to social media in arms about the phrase, the bucket list. Some people remember the saying being around throughout their entire lives, while other people first heard it in 2007 when the movie The Bucket List was released. In 2007, the hit movie The Bucket List, starring Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, was released. The movie's title refers to the fact that when a person dies, they're said to kick the bucket. The list comes from a list of experiences or achievements that a person hopes to accomplish before their death. Sure, this all makes sense to us. A bucket list is a list of things we want to do and see before we kick the bucket. What doesn't make sense to us is the fact that the term the bucket list was first coined in 2007 for this movie. 2007. Not before. You gotta be kidding me. That's strange because we swear we were making bucket lists long before 2007. Yeah, that's hard to believe. Reddit users had a heyday over this recent Mandela Effect, while some users swore that they had made summer bucket lists with their friends in the 80s and 90s. So far, none have been able to prove that these lists existed and were called bucket lists. On the other hand, the phrase kicking the bucket has been a saying since at least 1785. The phrase the bucket list was also used, perhaps for the first time, in a 2004 book, Unfair and Unbalanced, The Lunatic Magniloquence of Henry E. Pankey, by Patrick M. Carlyle. A sentence in the book reads, "So anyway, a great man in his querulous twilight years, who does not want to go gently into that blacky black night, wants to cut loose, dance on the razor's edge, and pry the lid off his bucket list." We are sure this book is a fun read, but sadly, we don't think it was ever popular enough to give mass market appeal to the phrase, the bucket list. Even if it was big enough to make bucket list a common phrase, the book was still only written in 2004, meaning the phrase would have only been used for 3 months before the Bucket List movie was released. I thought they said 2007. In 2007, the movie was released. Maybe they mean before it entered production. So what's the explanation for this? Is the saying the bucket list truly another example of a Mandela effect? Or is there another reason why everyone believes the phrase is so much older than 2007? There's a good reason. The most logical explanation is that this is a case of misremembering. Perhaps the phrase kicking the bucket has existed for so long, people naturally assumed that the bucket list was also an older phrase. The fact that there's hardly any written proof of the term bucket list before 2007 shows that the movie popularized the phrase, and people assumed it was around before the film. Or it was the Mandela Effect.